Looking to get their offense going in Week 2, the Eisenhower Eagles welcome a member of the MAC Blue Division, the Cousino PATRIOTS. Making use of some outstanding field position early in the game, the Eagle punt returner Steve Nadolski cuts his way down for a 34-yard return. Then anxious Eagle quarterback Blake RASTIGUE breaks the offensive goose egg of the 2019 season on the first play of Ike's first possession of Game 2. Blake keeps it and squeezes 18 yards into the end zone, and the Eagles were up 7-0. The Eagles' next score was set up after some solid defense that forced a Patriot punt. A bad snap gave it to Eisenhower's Brandon Ames. From the 5, RASTIGUE would draw in defenders and pitch it to Nick SEFCOVIC, and Ike would lead 14-0 at the 3:31 mark of the first quarter. In the second quarter, a stale Eagles drive on 3rd and long fires up after a short screen pass to SEFCOVIC, who turns it into big yards.
To the 30, the 25, 20, 15, and finally knocked down there by the Patriots.
He works his way down to the 11, where RASTIGUE would have to battle for another first down. So SEFCOVIC could later finish it off with a touchdown. That made it 21-0 Eagles, 4:41 left in the second quarter. The Eagles would force a safety on the following Patriot drive, which made it 23-0. Then Nadolski would have another productive return for the Eagles, which would eventually lead to RASTIGUE dropping this pass into a triple-covered Aiden Ives for a 28-yard touchdown on 4th down. Eisenhower led the Patriots 30-0 at the end of the first half. To start the second half, Eisenhower would pick up where it left off. Nadolski with a 17-yard pickup on the ground. Then Blake RASTIGUE gets to unleash his arm, finding Steve Nadolski at the Cousino 8-yard line. Aiden Ives would sneak behind the defense for his second touchdown of the night, and Eisenhower led 37-0 at the 10:45 mark of the third quarter. The Eagles would make it 44-0 after Nadolski would muscle his way into the end zone late in the third quarter. The fourth quarter gave game time to the second teams of the Eagles as they go on to defeat the Patriots and move to 1-1 on the season.
Sports give so many opportunities to kids. It gives them an opportunity to see where they fit within a team, persevere, understanding how to work with different personalities. Those are the lessons that will make you a successful adult. As a mom, you have to have an understanding of what concussions are.
Concussions are things that are treatable. If we take care of athletes, they will be able to develop and have a long, happy, healthy life.
Hey Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry, I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
So Coach Chris Smith, the Eisenhower Eagles, bounced back this week with a 44-0 victory over Warren Cousino. And you still had a few starters banged up, but what did you see was the big difference between that first game and this game?
Well, you know, you try to correct all the mistakes that you make in that first game. So I think we corrected a lot of things, especially on the offensive line. I think we did a lot better job blocking. And defensively, I thought we were fantastic against the run. And you know, the main thing is that offensive line, we really wanted to try to correct some of the mistakes that we made last week. And, you know, we got to go back and really watch the film and see how we did. But it looked from where I was that, you know, those guys were doing some of the things we asked them to do.
Well, you got some hard running out of your running back, number 20, Nick SEFCOVIC, and he looked like he didn't want to go down at all, and he broke a few tackles.
Yeah, that's what we've been talking to him about, because he runs really hard in practice, and we just said, you got to do that stuff in the game, run hard, make the right cuts, focus on making those right cuts where we want him to go. And but he's a tough kid, and he's going to give you those tough yards that you need.
And how about Steven Nadolski on the special teams tonight, showing off a little bit of that speed finally?
Yeah, well, Steve is one of the stars on our team. He was last year, so he's just continuing what he started last year, and he's a kid that we really need. And he starts both ways for us in special teams, and just makes a lot of plays. He's a gamer. He's one of those kids that just makes plays for you.
And you got some play from your super sophomore, Aiden Ives, and he ran under that ball, RASTIGUE. I didn't know if he was going to catch it.
Yeah, he makes those catches all the time in practice. He does a great job adjusting to passes, especially the deep passes over his shoulder, being able to turn and do things with his body, because he's so skinny that some guys can't do. And but he has good concentration on the ball.
What do you mean, like us?
Like us, yeah. So he has great concentration on the ball, and him and Ethan Barker's another kid that's a sophomore that also does the same types of things as Aiden.
Well, let's focus one last time on the line, both defensively and offensively. We know that you're banged up offensively as far as the line goes, but you got Doherty back a little bit for a few plays in. And how do you think he did? Were you watching him?
Yeah, we were really watching him close to make sure that he looked okay. He's looked great in practice, but live play is something different. But really, he was outstanding today. His snapping the ball, and then being able to make the plays on the linebackers when they're stunting, and making the steps and the first steps and the punches and the things that you're looking for in your center. I thought he did a nice job. We really go back and evaluate, but just as an eyeball watching him from the field, he looked like he was okay.
Well, he certainly is a hard guy to knock down. But on the defensive side, you had Gardini and some of those folks on that line that looked like they were undersized but made plays.
Yeah, I've been saying, last week I said the same thing. We got a fast, quick, aggressive defensive line. You got, Ian West at tackles and Luke Devereaux, both outstanding. Then our two ends are not very big, but they're quick, they're aggressive. Gene Husky and like you said, Michael Gardini. And I think it's a good start to have those four. It really helps everything. It helps your linebackers, helps your defensive backs and pass coverage, and when you got a line that can get after it like that.
Well, next week you have Chippewa Valley. You have to go to their place to play, always tough. Eisenhower still has a very dominant all-time record against Chippewa Valley, but as of late they've fielded some pretty good teams, especially last year with the state championship. Your thoughts about going in there and not having to face Tommy Schuster?
Oh, yeah, not facing Tommy Schuster is really nice, but you know what? We love the challenge. Chippewa's, they're loaded with athletes, all over the field, great talent. Very physical. They're a power football team, so we're really excited for the challenge of going in there and playing the state champions and the MAC Red champions from last year. And it doesn't get any better than that. Go in there and challenge yourself, see what you can do, see if you can compete, and that's all we're looking for.
Far cry from last week. You really came on, and what do you attribute that to?
My offensive linemen, they worked their butts off this week. They were working all practice just so they can get release some pressure from me so I could get some time to throw to my receivers. I have really good receivers that can make plays. Showed tonight, and it's all to the offensive linemen. They worked their butts off this week.
And you did some things on the ground, too, that you decided just to take it in your own, and scoring the first touchdown there, you decided to take it in your own hands. What was going through your mind when you took off like that?
I was just looking at the end. He came down to get the running back, and I kept it, and there was no one in sight. My line blocked him good, kept him away from me. Again, my linemen, they worked their butts off all week, all them.
And what's the read on that play?
Just the end. If he crashes down, tries to get the running back, I keep it. And if he just sits there, I can give it to the running back.
How much of this is such a better feeling than last week?
Awesome. Love it.
Makes a big difference, eh?
Oh, yeah. Big momentum to next week. We're ready for next week.
Talk about that touchdown pass you threw to Ives, the bomb.
It was fourth down. We had to get a first down, but our coaches saw play action. The safety's biting up. So we did the play action. I saw the safety bite up, so I threw it over the top to see if he could beat him, and he did, and he made a great catch.
Eagles, 2 touchdowns tonight. Talk about that first one, which was a nice touchdown run.
My team set me up, got the ball inside the red zone, just gave him the ball, an open hole, took it to the zone.
And it looked like you were breaking a lot of tackles out there tonight. I mean, is it just you think they were a poor tackling team, or you think that's one game under your belt?
I think it's a little bit of both. I mean, the whole team is blocking good, everyone running hard, playing hard. I think we just had a good night as a team.
Tell me, when you see a hole open up, what goes through your mind?
Speed up, get there, get to the next level.
And it looked like you were running pretty hard. They were trying to bring you down, but you kind of kept fighting.
I mean, I was just trying to get as much yards as I could every carry.
How do you feel about this team this week as opposed to the one that showed up last week?
Last week, I thought we played a great game. We didn't come out. But this week, I think we played a great game, and next week we got chipped.
Eisenhower's defensive star tonight, and what a defense, shutting out Warren Cousino tonight, 44-0. Anthony Carter-Moan. And Anthony, you look like you were shot out of a cannon there at the beginning of the game.
Oh yeah, it was fun. Everybody's adrenaline was going. First home game, a lot of fans out there. We were just excited to play. Had to get a win, come back from Brother Rice. Did everything we could, battled, played our hearts out.
What was the difference between playing this team tonight and Brother Rice last week?
Well, I mean, nothing really, but the fans really showed out today. We knew we had to get a win. We got to go on a high note against Chippewa. So.
You expect a big fan turnout against Chippewa?
Oh, I hope so. Even though it's at Chip, I think our fans will show out.
Mm-hmm. Tell us a little bit about the defensive scheme. You guys were close to pitching 2 shutouts in a row in this Eisenhower defense. What do you think makes you guys so good?
We're fast. Everybody knows what they're doing. We all play together. We play hard. I think it's our speed.
Tell us a little bit about the tone that you guys set. You guys came out and you played defense first. And what are you trying to do when you get out there at the beginning of the game playing defense first?
We want to make sure they know that we're coming at them hard and we want to win, and we'll do everything we can. And we don't want to give them any hope of life, and we just want to, win the game. Set the tone early.
So who do you think's a better football player, you or your Uncle Bert?
I mean, probably my Uncle Bert, but I think I'll get there one day.
All right.
We'd like to thank you for watching the Eisenhower Eagle Football Review. We'll see you out at Chippewa Valley.
Lastly, the Marching Eagles will let you all stand and cheer along.